rolling, ja?
Now we're rolling.
Ja? Mein Schatz.
Oh god.
Danke, mein Schatz. Ich komme. We're just outside Cadwell Park. This is day 2 of my arrival here. Yesterday was testing. It's an incredibly difficult circuit. It's the first time I've been here properly. It was yesterday, and there's so much to learn. So I think this weekend is just about get through it. We've got some upgrades to the bike, so I'll run you through those when we get to the track. And you'll be pleased to know that the most important thing is that Jen is back on the camera, so all you guys can say hello to her, because I know how much you liked her camera skills. You gonna say anything to that? Thank you.
No.
Such a bitch. You're so cold.
You're welcome.
Here we go. And actually, I camped here the first night. Now Jen's here. I didn't think she'd appreciate sleeping in a van. Morning. Morning. God, you look rough, Jack. You alright? You alright? What's wrong with your face?
What's on my face?
Yeah.
I've just seen you driving. That's what's on my face.
So I'm just showing Jen where the little cool places to watch are. So this is Hall Bends. That's the mountain over there.
I'm just trying to find an excuse on why the camera work is so wobbly.
Oh, that's okay. Well, you're wearing heels. It's not really the best. But this is what's really nice about this circuit. Like, you can't get that close on many other circuits, and it's such an old school, weird track. Turn 1, it's not flat, but on a twin, but it's almost flat. You're literally sort of just braking to steady the bike, and you're dropping it down a gear, and off you go around that corner. Exciting, right? The more races I come to, the more I really like the paddock. I was really intimidated at first. And I was like, oh my god, all these people, they're just really scary and hard, and they know what they're doing. Everyone I've spoken to has been amazingly lovely. So I'm fitting into I hope I'm fitting into the paddock. I feel more at home here now. So, which is good, and that helps the nerves. So, speaking of nerves, I need to go to the toilet. Here we go. We've got the CF Moto, my beast. Now, so since last round, I guess the key thing is over the line in the last race, because we punctured the rad, the engine had a bit of a hot spell, hot flushes. It was going through the menopause. So while that's getting repaired, we've got a brand new engine in here this time, and it's smooth. It's way nicer to ride than the previous engine. I was here yesterday, we were doing some testing and some setup stuff, and yeah, it's so much nicer to ride. However, it's a little bit down on power from the last one because we haven't had time to build it properly. I think, I don't know, what is it, the cams that we haven't put in it, Jack? Yeah, so we're on standard cams, so it doesn't quite have that top end that the last one did. However, it's so much nicer on throttle application and just riding it. You'll hear it, you'll see it in the onboards. Next thing we've changed, whole new front end. So this is off Gary Johnson's TT bike, wasn't it? The front end?
Type 675 front end, so yeah, maxed internals.
You're too quiet.
Setup, yeah. Hey?
You're too quiet. Speak up.
I'm bound on fucking
This is why everyone thinks I'm an arsehole, because I have to talk so bloody loud. Anyway, no, so we've got maxed internals on a 675 front end.
Yeah.
So we've got the M4 Brembos.
Yeah, that's it.
Are they HBK discs?
Yes, they are. Yeah,
They are.
Brembo HBK. We've also got the Triumph adjustable yokes on it, so you can change the brake. I think it is.
These look pretty sexy, actually. We've got a new clip-on. That one we couldn't change because it has a dowel in it. Anyway, and we had to build this in like a day. So yeah, it's a bit of a rush to get here. But it's all working nice. It's a lot stiffer than the previous bike, so we were trying to sort of soften it up and get that feel back yesterday. I think we're in an alright position now. It's now just depends what the weather's going to do. So new shock as well. This shock's actually was a bit longer than the previous one, so that ended up jacking the rear of the bike up too high, and I had no feel. It was really awkward. But then Gaz Johnson came on board, and we somehow shortened it with preload. Was that? Or
yeah, it's just got an adjustable collar like on most aftermarket shocks. So
right,
you just tighten that up, and then obviously it reduces the shock length, which levels the bike out.
Yeah, so it feels
took the weight back off the front, so you've got a bit more of a flat back end, so the front's not quite so on its nose.
Yeah, it just felt a bit washy and a bit difficult to turn. But anyway, so
Very technical terms.
yes, washy.
It's a bit washy.
It's a bit. And then we soften that off, and it feels much nicer. But we've got a bit of a ground clearance issue now down here on the exhaust. So it's for those of you who've ever done any sort of adjustments and working on racing, you turn up one knob, which is great, but then it has another knock-on problem with another knob somewhere else. So it's all about compromise and trying to find the best setup for that track in that weather, in that temperature, and it's actually bloody complicated stuff.
This is a track that if you try and go fast on too quickly, it will bite you so many times. It's a very narrow track, it's very technical, there's lots of tight twisty turns, it undulates, it dips down, there's off camber, there's on camber, you've got fast flowing corners, you've got tight twisty corners, so if you don't take time to learn the line, you are probably going to end up on your backside at some stage.
We've got qualifying in about an hour. Let's do it!
Send it.
Right, so qualifying. This is first session of the day, and I still don't know where I'm going, and I probably won't for the whole weekend. But I'm going to try and tag onto the back of someone that looks like they know what they're doing, and hopefully get a decent grid start. But you know, wish me luck. Which is weird because I would have already done it by the time you see this. But anyway, see you in a bit.
The worst thing about this is going back up.
Mate!
Smashed it!
Smashed it!
Absolutely smashed it.
Smashed it!
P2 overall. That's top job, that, genuinely.
Yes!
It's not bad, that. BVG, second overall. First in class.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Considering I feel really wobbly today.
The wobbly is dehydration.
It's a what?
Dehydration.
It is, yeah.
I used to get that all the time, and it's been forever to
I
work it out.
had a couple of pints last night, cider and last night,
yeah.
and 2 dinners.
2 dinners?
Well, Jen didn't eat hers, so I ate it. Well, that was pretty bloody good. First thing I'm going to do is apologise for not pressing record on the GoPro. Sorry about that. But anyway, qualifying P1, which is, I'm so happy with that. P1 in class, P2 overall, Tommy was P1. So now there is this rather large dangling carrot of a P1 race coming up, and I'm shitting it, to be honest. I'm nervous. If everything goes to plan, I've just got to get off the start, not screw it up like I did last weekend, and just ride how I rode in that session, and I should be okay. But yeah, it's a big dangling carrot, and I think I'm more nervous now than I have ever been because the pressure's there now. I like your boots.
Thank
Full factory.
Tomorrow you've got one.
So I made my way out into the rain for the first race of the weekend in what can only be described as disgusting conditions. The worst part was even on the way to the grid, the bike just wouldn't turn. We'd had no wet setup time and every corner felt like the front was just going to fold. It was not a nice feeling. This was going to be hard work, but nothing I can do about it now, so just deal with it and try and stay upright.
That was horrendous. But I didn't crash, so let's go to the pub.
That was almost impossible to ride. Why? Horrific. It was so hard on the front. It was like, fucking hell. I cannot brake here. Cannot brake. Whoa, cannot brake. Honestly, night and day difference between old car.
Well, that was probably, I think, one of my most horrific experiences on a motorcycle ever. It was so it was just so fucking scary, and it just felt so completely different. And maybe this new front end is, I don't know what the reason is, but last week at Alton when it felt amazing in the wet, like had an advantage over everyone. Here it just felt like it was just wouldn't turn. It felt like the front was just going to fall over all the time. So yeah, that was a real battle. Hopefully tomorrow it might dry up, but if not, we should be able to fettle the bike a little bit and make it a bit better. Honestly, until you've experienced something like this, you don't really get the adrenaline. Like all morning, because of the qualifying, the great qualifying, I've been pumped and like, yeah, I'm going to smash it, and then you don't. And it's so fucking hard on your soul if you're a competitive person, which I am. So yeah, it's very disappointing. But then that's racing, you know. And I didn't crash, so there we go. That's one positive. Right, I'm going to go and drown my sorrows. Oh well. Sorry, I'm not talking to you. You just carry on carving that chicken. Back at the hotel now. It's actually really nice having a hotel, not having to go and sit in a caravan. I think I was probably a little bit harsh and really disappointed when I left the circuit earlier, and it might have come across as me being a bit of a dick. So I'm sorry for that. It's just that until you've done something like this, until you've gone competitive club racing or higher or whatever, it's not just, oh, turn up, wobble around. And I know people say that, and I say that as well, but that's just sort of internalize. That's to take off a bit of pressure, because there is a massive amount of pressure and you want to do well. There's no point just turning up and going, oh well, I got a competitors medal. No. You want to do it. You want to do really well. So let's say the positives of that race, which was, first of all, it's the first time I've been round there in the wet. How do you know where to brake into park in the piss wet? You've never done it before, so I can't beat myself up over that. And if anything, I should be thankful and grateful that I didn't throw it down the road, which many other people way better than me did. So that is one actual really good positive, I think. The second positive, which I didn't know at the time of recording the last bit on TV, on camera, was that as I got more comfortable with the bike, which still felt awful, but as I progressed and started getting a bit better, I still set the fastest lap in class, which means I'm still qualifying in P1 in class on the grid tomorrow. So that's okay. So all I got to do is just be a bit braver at the beginning, take some man medicine, take some man milk. Oh, that sounds gross. And just commit a bit harder and try not to throw it down the road. But who knows what the weather will be tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be dry, because I've gone from having an amazing wet bike setup at Alton Park to having a really wooden, horribly no feedback setup. So that's racing, and I'm learning so much all the time, and it's not just turn up, wobble round. It means a lot to people, and I fully respect all the club racers that do it, and you just got to learn to sort of keep level-headed. And I understand why GP riders come into the paddock and throw a hissy fit, and I get that. It's because you want to succeed and you want to win. And I want that first podium, and from qualifying the first podium, I want that first win. And from qualifying P1 yesterday or this morning, it was that, as I think I said on camera earlier, the dangling carrot was there, and I just was a bit disheartened when I came in. I was very disheartened. What have I done? Oh, for God's sake. Jen. You've made a mess, Jen.
That's what I get for trying to be healthy. Could have had McDonald's.
I want a McDonald's, but there's no McDonald's near Cadwell Park. They're missing a trick. So, yeah, full respect to everyone that's given it a go, because it is terrifying and rewarding, and I get it. It's a crazy thing. But anyway, I'm going to have a fajita now. If it's not fallen on the floor, scraped up.
You will still have it.
I probably would. I'm absolutely starving.
How do you feel this morning?
Better than I look, actually.
Okay. Did you have a restful night?
No, I fucking didn't. What is wrong? I could not sleep at all.
It wasn't my fault.
It wasn't your fault, no.
Thank you.
And then I was awake early, and I just feel like I had no sleep at all. So, but today, I'm getting the fucking elbows out, and it's either coming back on the top step or in the back of a recovery truck. So, the top step or in the back of a recovery truck.
How many races are there today?
There's 3 today. So yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna have a bacon sandwich now. I put on too much weight as well. That's another video. Bye. But yeah, so feel better today. The sun's out-ish for a while, and we're about to go out in about 20 minutes. So we're just going through the bike a bit more, giving me a bit more feel, because again, there's a new front end that's been put in there, so we don't really have any data points. What we're trying to do now is mark out the bike. We should have done that a bit more yesterday, but anyway. Yeah, so let's go out, have some fun, and try and enjoy ourselves.
Attention please, attention pilot, this is now your third and final call. That is now your third and final call.
His name's just disappeared. I'm shaking now. Okay.
Oh,
So Vaughan Grant was not there. Front crew, the whole front crew. No, backwards. They'll drop the bike with holding brake.
Fucking hell.
Top step or in the back of a recovery truck.
I'm fine, yeah, just rain, came out of nowhere, it was sort of spitting on the back straight, but nothing bad, and then it was just whoa. And that was my best start ever. Yeah, I'm fine, mate. Just fucking mega start.
So yeah, that was just frustration. I mean, God, it's like the best start I've ever had, and felt on it. I was like, yes, no one even overtook me down the straight. That guy's super fast bike. I was like, this is fucking brilliant. And then out of nowhere, we all fell over. So it wasn't just me, so I don't feel like a complete tool. But anyway, we've got quite a lot of work to do now before the next race. So there's nothing super bad. It's just clip-ons and some bits and bobs. So hopefully let's just get it stitched up and out ready for race 3.
It's like the in-betweeners.
Oh.
It's actually steaming, isn't it?
It actually smells quite nice, though.
Sit rep. We got about an hour to the race, and for some reason there's no forks in it anymore. No front wheel, no clip on. Foot pegs back on though. So, but no, the legend that is Gary Johnson has taken away the forks to do some twiddling. Hopefully we'll get out for the next race. No idea what the weather's doing again in this bloody shit country. Anyone's guess, really. Fucking hell. Come racing in England. Yay. I was enjoying watching that.
You get a twinge.
Just forcing it, right in there. Forks are in, brakes are in, wets are in. Need to get the bodywork on, back down scrutineering, get the bike checked over, get my kit checked over, get a sticker, come back, put the warmers on, and then go out. Almost there.
And then win.
And then, and then put it on the top step. Good work, guys. Good work, team. I mean, I'm not really doing anything, but...
Well, we don't want to damage it anymore.
Well, exactly. So that was pretty good in the end. That was, where did I start? 28th, up to 5th overall, 2nd in class, and pole position for the last race. So, and dare I say, it feels like it might be a dry race, but now I'm just going to change my sliders to the dry sliders. I'm sure it'll rain again. It's like, So also in the last race, there was a bit of damage we didn't spot, and the headers had started coming away a bit. So
Springs
the collars,
out, this
springs
is
just a bit.
popped off the collars.
So that race, which is, you could probably hear it on the GoPro, that's why it sounded so pretty cool, to be fair.
I don't like it here, do you know why? There's no
There's no ice cream. I think there is. There's ice cream. It's not Mr. Whippy, but there'll be ice cream in the cafe.
No. Oh.
We got any one of those back painkiller things?
Yeah. Let me drug him up.
I just need things to get out of the way, and I can easily get back. Yeah, why not? If this had the engine in it, we would have been able to go through.
Sorry, seat's coming off.
It needs fiberglass in the dive.
Anyway. So, frustrating, massive positives that race. P2 overall, but P1 was just in front of me. I had the pace, but there was a standard twin in front of me. Anyway, I'm not going to kick up a fuss. But yeah, so P2, what was I overall? P3 overall, and fastest lap out of everyone. So the bike's got the pace, I've got the pace, and I feel particularly good that We've had such an upside down weekend. I've been on the floor, I've been in the grass, we've been wet, dry, whatever, and you know, the bike's feeling so much better than it did at the beginning of the weekend, so it's only going to get better. And you know, fastest lap 141 round here. First time I've ever been here on my Super Twin is not bad, so happy with that. And I just want to say massive thanks to Sia Photo, massive thanks to Gary Johnson for sorting out the suspension. These are actually his TT forks. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, it's been eye-opening, and yeah, I need a massive beer. Well, here we are at the end of all things. It's like Lord of the Rings. In the end, another really successful weekend, and I've got to stop being so bloody twatty. Yes, the P1 was so close, but it's going to come, and we're at the sharp end now. I think the bike is running so much better than it was at the beginning of the weekend. P2 in the last race, that was P3 overall, and fastest lap of the entire race meeting in our class. You know, I said it earlier, but massive thanks to everyone for rallying around when I threw it down the road, fixing it all, and Gary for sorting out the forks and the shock and everything. It's just running proper sweet now. So we just need to get those cams in, get that extra. We're about 10 horsepower down on, I think, where we should be at the moment. But hopefully for Croft, we should be bang on. So that's it. I'm going to go and have a very long drink or sleep or something, because yeah, it's been emotional.